So another question that I've been asked many times, not really a question, more of a statement, I guess, is I'm completely lost. I have no idea what's going on. I don't understand any of this stuff. I'm just lost. Okay. So let's use an analogy again. Let's say that you need to learn to drive in a foreign country where you don't speak the language. They have all kinds of crazy signs and you don't understand any of it, right? What would you do? Do you just go for a drive and see if you can figure it out? Probably not, right? There's usually some kind of driver's handbook that's got all the signs in it and what they mean and rules of the road. Do we drive on the left side, on the right side? What do we do when we come to this kind of a situation? And we learn that stuff first. And how do we learn it? Well, do we try to find some in-depth understanding of why an 8-sided red sign that says stop on the front elicits this behavior of stopping? No. It's just random stuff, okay? You just have to memorize it, right? So this sign looks like this and this is what it means, okay? Once you have that stuff memorized, then you might want to take a short drive and see how you do, right? Now, people frequently tell me, I don't want to memorize. Just give me a formula sheet. Just give me a sheet that's got everything on it. That doesn't work. Would you try to drive with your driver's handbook there and every time you come to a sign, you're going to pull it in? No. Problem solving, whether the problem is driving down the street safely or whatever it is, it's a dynamic process. Okay? You're solving a dynamic problem, and the problem-solving process itself is dynamic, and that means you need instantaneous access to this information. The only way to get that is to have it in your memory. So generally, when folks are lost, it's because they are trying to drive around out there and they don't know what's in the driver's handbook, okay? They don't know the rules of the road. And that's why they continually fail and it just starts to build on itself, and then they get depressed and all this kind of stuff. So step number one is you need to know the rules of the road, okay? You need to know the basic rules of the problems that you're trying to solve. And those have to be memorized, okay? There's a vocabulary associated with problems. If they're talking about geometric shapes and they say something, you have to know what they're talking about. You simply have to know the definition of these words. If you go to another country, you're going to have to learn it all over again because the definitions will remain the same, but the words will change, right? So you have to memorize new vocabulary. And people say, well, I don't want to memorize it because then I'm just going to forget it again. Well, yeah, that's okay. You memorize what you need to solve a particular problem, and then unless it's some general information that has a broad scope of application, you can forget the very specific information that related to that problem. That's fine. Forget it, yeah. But then when you go to a new problem, you've got a bunch more information to memorize, right? You need to know the vocabulary, and you need to know the rules.